In this video, I am going to be giving an update on how my book is doing so far. And also, I'm going to be talking about some entrepreneurship stuff. And I might go a little bit deep in this video because I am going to talk about stepping into another side of you as an artist to elevate on your career and stuff like that. So if you are an artist, entrepreneur, written books or whatever, this could be the video for you. And also, I know, what was that? Also, I know that there is a lot going on in this world, but at the same time, I do understand that although it's good to prepare yourself for things, you still got to keep it pushing. And after a couple of days of me seeing people who own restaurants and stuff, keeping it moving no matter what is going on in this world, I'm just like, okay. So, and I have been making videos on entrepreneur stuff for like a good year. So, this is what I like talking about the most. So, if you're into this stuff, then this could be the video for you. Side note, if you noticed in this video, if it shows that one ear is redder than the other, I just got my ears pierced and one ear is more red than the other due to me sleeping on one side more. So just don't even pay attention to that. Yeah. For those who don't know, I had created a darker version of Cinderella and I published it on Amazon around late November of last year and started making sales mm, like December-ish, started seeing sales pop up. And I did mention in one of my videos that I am going to start using advertisements and talk about how that's going to go. And as an entrepreneur, it is not cheating using advertisements to put your work out. And I started making my ad around, matter of fact, the whole January I was off and on with making my ad, and I had used Procreate Dreams animation to create it. Now, Procreate Dreams is very beginner friendly, and I do like using it, and it's very affordable. It's like a one-time purchase. The only thing that I would say about Procreate Dreams animation, the only con I had is that it's not left-handed friendly. So I am left-handed and that was pretty difficult to use, but it is simple to use at the same time. So I do recommend Procreate Dreams animation. Even though it's not left-handed friendly, it's still pretty good to use. But anyway, so I used that to create my ad and I'm going to show it somewhere up on the screen. And I created the shoe, the black slipper, the blood dripping down, and the words popping up. And I knew that I wanted the ad to be pretty simple but catchy at the same time. And I'm going to make more advertisements. I'm going to take my time making future advertisements. I just kind of sped it up with this one just so I could see how everything works. So I kind of fasted everything with the drawing and stuff, but it still came out pretty good in my opinion. So I had posted it up around somewhere in February because there was so much going on. I couldn't post it in January, so I posted sometime in February. And when it comes to advertising on Amazon, the two things that I found that is a little bit tricky, but since I'm a beginner, it's not that hard to figure out after a while. Especially if you're watching a bunch of videos or taking up courses and stuff, it's really not that hard to figure out. So far I'm learning. The two things that I would say to focus on is keywords and bidding. So when it comes to bidding on Amazon ads, it's like you're paying for clicks and for your book to be shown at the top. So when people type in a category, say romance books or something, you want to be like at the top of like advertisements being shown before they keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling till they're tired of scrolling. And for that, you have to put up a little bit more. And for keywords, you want to make sure your keywords is really good so your books could get shown to the right customers, because not everybody's into what you're writing. So for me, I had, which I'm going to show up on screen, I bid very low. I bid like 25 to like 35 cents on my keywords. And that's because I wanted to see how everything works. So I'm like, according to the stats, I'm like 5% less shown on Amazon. So, in other words, for someone to see my ad, they would have to scroll really far down to like see it. But surprisingly, I've gotten a good amount of impressions and I got a good amount of clicks. And I'm like, wow, I didn't know people can scroll that far down. Um, and also, when it came to the keywords, now this one is very important. When it came to the keywords, it took me about a week to see some sales from this ad. And I switched some keywords around, and as soon as I did that, I like 2 days later, I saw like 2 sales. And then I got like another sale a day later. And I have made more sales, but it's not showing on the screen. I think what it is people are probably seeing my book and like adding it to the cart and like probably paying like a week later or something like that. And it's not going to show up on this end. It showed up on my other back end of Amazon. It's a lot, but it's pretty simple, especially if you're like trying to get into like selling things on Amazon and stuff. So, yeah, past few days I was on vacation, so I didn't even bother to mess with any type of work that I have going on. So now that I'm back from vacation, I am going to tweak around more keywords and tweak around the bidding and stuff like that. And yeah, that's pretty much it so far. It's really, like I said, it's not hard, but you do gotta make sure you know what you're doing. Don't just like put an ad up there and just like sit back and wait. You definitely gotta like check your back end like every couple of days just to see how it's doing. So another thing I wanted to talk about on here is stepping into a side of you that no one has probably even seen yet in order to elevate on your path of whatever it is that you're doing. So, for me, I write a lot of dark literature, and putting out this first book, I didn't make it to me, I didn't make it too very like deep and heavy and super dark and stuff like that. So, but even though to me it wasn't as deep like how my mind can go, I was pretty hesitant of whether I should put out these type of books. But this is who I am, so I'm like, all right. But with that being said, I didn't really tell anybody that I know per se about what I'm doing. Like people knew, there's people that I've told, but I didn't really like broadcast it. So putting out this book and as an entrepreneur, it's like, okay, if you're really gonna put out your work, you can't be shy about it. So I, started telling more people about what I do and that I'm an author and this is what I write and stuff like that. And I did have people that I know who bought my book to support and stuff. And somebody that I know who's a Christian bought my book, and I was just like, oh, I don't know, you're a Christian. I don't think you should be reading this book. And it's not like no Satan worshiping book. It's nothing like that. But it is pretty like dark and well, not to me, but it is dark and deep. And he's read it. Matter of fact, he started reading it, and he was drawn in. And to me, I was surprised because not only is he a Christian, but he's a very harsh critic. And I wanted to get his opinion because he is a harsh critic. So I was surprised that he was drawn into it. So that kind of like boosted up my confidence. But at the same time, when he got to the second chapter, he like closed the book and he was like, "You and this heathen book." And I just started laughing. And I didn't even bother to defend my work because I'm like, if I'm putting this out, I can't be like defending my book all the time if people have, I don't know, what they think about me or whatever. So, with that being said, I really had to think about it like, if this is who I am and if this is what I'm writing, then I really need to step into this side of me that no one really sees. And if you're into astrology, not to bring this up, but if you're into astrology and all that stuff, and if you know anything about the houses and the sun and the moon, your rising sign and all that, so if you're into this stuff, this might make sense to you. And I knew I knew about myself before reading my astrology chart, so it was pretty interesting of what it said. So I'm a Pisces. My son's a Pisces, and my rising sign is a Cancer, and my moon sign is a Scorpio. And if you know about Scorpios and moon, it's like people who have a moon in Scorpio, they tend to be dark per se. They have this dark, I mean, everybody has a dark side to them, but they have this dark side to them, and you can see it in their art. You can see it the way they express themselves and stuff like that. And I knew that about myself. And also, when it comes to moon signs, it's a side of you that nobody really sees. Like behind closed doors, when you're like your true self, that's that's that moon sign right there. Something that people don't really see. They see like the surface of you, which is, I think it's the rising sign or something like that. But to the moon side of you, people don't really see like that. So what I'm saying is, I'm trying to make this make sense. But there is a side to me that people don't really see, and I really don't talk about it because I just keep it to myself. And it's not like I'm this, like, I don't know, extremist type of dark person that people may think if they read this book. But I do express myself in a certain way, if that makes sense. But yes, that is what I feel that I need to start showing more, because a lot of people, when they meet me, when they see me, people who know me, especially people who know me for years, they don't think that I curse. Um, I come across as very sweet and innocent to people, and I don't like have this, like, I don't dress in like goth clothing all day every day. And to me, it is my kind of style, but it's just something that I just can't wear every day. Like, I don't want to be reminded of all this like dark orange all the time. But the fact that I don't dress like that and I come off very like sweet and innocent to people, they are very surprised when they see that I'm writing something like this. And I already knew off the bat that some people didn't really take me seriously at first because of how I come across. So, with all of that, I'm just like, I might as well start stepping into this other side of me that people don't really get to see to elevate in my path even further, because I just saw like I just, sometimes I just see things, well, most of the time I see things like 10 steps ahead, and I'm like, okay, this might be the next move that I have to make in order for me to push further into my career. I'm thinking of either making another YouTube channel, making another Instagram account, something. Um, this is another step that is going to take quite, well, it shouldn't take that long for me to figure out and adjust. Um, I'm definitely going to see this as something new and exciting to look forward to. I definitely don't want to be this entrepreneur that's so serious all the time. I do want to have fun with what I'm doing. And if you're a entrepreneur, artist, or whatever, you should be enjoying the work that you do instead of like taking it so seriously all the time. So that is my next step. And I am going to leave the link to my book somewhere on this YouTube channel, I guess the description or something. Um, just to put it out there more and to show the whole process of it all. Like, for real, for real. This helped any entrepreneur or artist out there who is struggling on their journey. I will be giving an updated video soon on how my book is going and stuff like that, just to give you guys more insight. And plus, it's really good to like document your journey and whatnot. So yeah, I will be doing another updated video soon, probably within like a month or something like that. Shouldn't be too long, but I'll see.